You're tuned to KSQM 91.5 SQM.
All righty. Thank you, Mr. Perry. It's 3 o'clock. I was almost said 4 o'clock, 3 o'clock here at KSQM, your commercial-free listener-supported community radio. Rich Hendricksen here. Thanks for tuning in to Richie's Place and the SQM Farmers and Artisans Market Preview. And Bailey Loveless is here, the market director, and she has a guest with her. Bailey, do you want to introduce your guest to everyone?
Oh, well, I'm so happy to be back in this region. I'm going to let my friend introduce herself. Hi, Rose.
Hi, everyone. My name's Rose. I am the owner-operator of the Crafted Rose Frippery. Sorry, I just changed my name. Frippery by Rose, and it's basically a stationery shop. I make handcrafted notebooks and cards, and I do some stickers as well. And I will be at the farmers market on Saturday, which is tomorrow.
So she's one of the new vendors at the market. We have lots of new vendors this year, do we?
We do. We have lots of new vendors this year, many talented artisans like Rose, and then we still have a couple new farms coming in this year, which is always exciting. New prepared food vendors, which is great. But yeah, I think Rose's hair products are really one of a kind when it comes to our market lineup.
Yeah, when you sent me the email about Rose and that she would be here, I was wondering, number one, what Frippery is. And number two, I was wondering what these notebooks would look like. I was thinking, 8.5 by 11 notebooks, but these are real, like little notebooks, but they're in almost like a Chinese cabinet kind of container, isn't it? With a nice hasp on it and, a pen included inside and several different sections of notebooks in here. So you can, or for those of you who are organized, unlike me, I would just start at the beginning and confuse everything together, but you could actually have different sections for different notes, shopping list in one section and things to do in another section and something else like that. But
yeah, they're really clever. Yes. It's a really clever design.
And where do you get the all the paper for the bindings here and stuff?
So right now, I kind of have a little bit of a paper collection that I work out of. Mm-hmm. But every so often, there are like some small boutique paper studios like across the world, really. I have two favorites, Graphic 45 and Craft Consortium for the decorative paper. Mm-hmm. But for the base materials right now, I'm trying to get as much as I can locally. I do have a plan to speak with a local vendor about providing like the chipboard and the black paper, which is the base of the notebook, right, for me. I've had a weird week, so I didn't make it out there yet. It's on the calendar for next week for me to go visit.
It's a great stationery store in Port Angeles down there on Front Street.
Yeah, Olympic Stationers, which you use sometimes, right?
Yeah, I use them for the covers for the notebooks inside, and that's actually who I was planning on speaking with, but I didn't want to surprise them on the radio.
If you're listening, yes. Well, if you want to meet Rose, and of course all the new vendors down there, and of course, judging from my garden, there's lots of new stuff available from the produce and berry and vegetable side here at the market. You can get down to the market, which happens every Saturday from 9 o'clock till 2 o'clock down at the Civic Center Plaza at the corner of Cedar and Squim Avenue, all the way through the end of October. And so far, I think we maybe had one little drizzly day, but the weather's been really good so far this year.
Otherwise, I think the weather's been pretty nice to us on the whole, and it's just getting nicer.
Yeah. And of course, entertainment has started.
Yes, it has. Great. We have got a new band coming out to the market. They've never been out before, so that's very exciting for us.
And that is?
It's Ranger and the Rearrangers. Yes. And they play hot club jazz and swing.
Wow, okay. Mm-hmm. We actually even have a song of theirs loaded up here for you.
Oh, perfect.
And it may not be the one you wanted, but it's walk, don't run. So we'll say walk, don't run to the farmer's market because you don't want to get injured on the way there.
Don't trip and fall.
But get there early because there's benefits to getting there early. Number one, you can get all the best notebooks that Rose has got on display, right? And same thing with all the vendors down there. You get the best stuff if they're there early. And the best produce is there early, and the best hand pies and cookies at the bakeries. But also there's some other benefits if you stop by the information booth, isn't there?
There's always benefits at the information booth.
You
but
get to meet Bailey, yes.
Specifically, we always have 25 vouchers available at the information booth for people who bring their reusable bags. And those go very quickly. I believe this last Saturday, we had distributed them all within the first 15 minutes of the market opening. So if you want a reusable bag voucher, you got to get there bright and early.
Maybe you better run, not walk, okay, and get down there early because the folks will be set up all ready for you when the bell rings at 9 o'clock for the start of the market. And it's a very friendly place. You could walk around. If you want to check out who's going to be down there vending beforehand and exactly where they're located, you can do that ahead of time, can't you?
You can. As always, you can go check out our website, squimmarket.com, and you will see the latest market map with all the vendors that are going to be there that week.
Mm-hmm. So, Rose, where are you set up?
I'm kind of in the middle of the plaza thingy.
The plaza.
It looks like I'll have a good view of that live music.
Of the live music,
I'm
right.
excited.
Right, that's right, because it's almost like a circle that you can walk around, and there's vendors in the middle and vendors on the outside and stuff. And nowadays, you used to be able to basically hold your hand pie in one hand and your coffee in the other hand, and whatever you bought in the other hand, and try to balance it all while you were standing there listening to the music. But you don't have to do that anymore, right?
No, you can go and sit at our picnic tables.
Yay, okay, you got picnic tables because there's lots of other food there as well, isn't there?
This weekend we're going to have Shadowline there providing burgers, and we also have Vegetari, who does the most delicious vegan food you've ever tried in your life, and her menu changes every month. Okay. So those are our two prepared food vendors that are for sure going to be there this week while you're listening to that live music.
And the market changes week to week too, because there's different. First of all, there's different vegetables that come into season. And other kinds of produce that comes into season. And that's one of the key things about the market. You're not going to the grocery store and getting stuff that's been stored in a warehouse somewhere for months and then put out for you to buy or shipped on a train from the Rio Grande Valley. It's coming right here hours after it's been picked out of the field. And so it's local and fresh and seasonal. So locally sourced stuff. And of course, all the money you spend buying notebooks and apples and berries and other kinds of things stays right here in the community. And that's another nice part about it.
Yeah, farmers markets are really integral to supporting local economies and local businesses and local business owners like Rose, because at the market, it offers a platform for small to mid-sized businesses that couldn't necessarily compete at the big box stores, not because their products aren't quality. In some cases, it's just because they are so conscious of their business and sustainability practices that they aren't able to produce these mass volume amounts.
Well, that's it. They're handcrafted.
They're handcrafted. And how long does it take you, Rose, to make each notebook?
Each notebook takes about 4 hours from start to finish. And one of the things that I've been trying to move towards in my business is sustainability. So they are completely refillable and they will last for quite some time. So it's not like a one-off, you fill it up and now, it goes in the trash. It could be a forever notebook depending on how gently it's treated.
Could last a lifetime.
And great gift, it looks like to me. I know a couple of, in fact, I know a little girl that's at my house right now that would just love this one.
I know, That one is beautiful.
Yes, my granddaughter is at my house right now, and she would just love it. talking with Bailey here, the market director, and Rose is here from what we have. You still haven't described what Frippery is. Frippery. Okay, I want to hear Frippery.
Frippery is an antique word that means like finery or like just kind of a nice thing.
Yeah. This does look like your notebook here does look like an antique. It's got sort of Alice in Wonderland, paper on the outside of it, right? That is Alice, I think.
Yes.
Alice in a blue gown, not Teddy Roosevelt's Alice, but Alice from Alice in Wonderland, and. So Rose is here, and she's one of the new vendors down at the market. And you can check out squimmarket.com. Very hard to remember, but write it down.
Write it down.
Squimmarket.com. Right.
Write it down in Rose's notebooks.
Yes, in the notebook.
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
And you can find out all about the market, all the vendors down there. Maybe get an idea that maybe one of these days you want to be a vendor down at the market. And we were talking about how the market just brings in new vendors, new people with ideas. Sometimes it acts as a business incubator, and the businesses grow and they go, like Jose's famous salsa downtown started at the market, and now they got their own business downtown. And other people are just kind of doing it as a kind of retirement business, because this is what you're doing. You are moved here, retired from the Navy, right?
I did.
Yeah.
I spent 20 and a half years, got to get that half on there,
Okay.
as, a sailor in the world's finest Navy.
Okay.
The first 10 years, I did aviation electrician stuff. So I worked on the communication and navigation parts of airplanes. That was a really good time. I got to do a couple deployments.
On board ship?
I did a deployment on the Stennis and a deployment on the Eisenhower, so a West Coast ship and an East Coast ship.
Okay.
And then I got to do a bunch of, call them workups, where you go out and float around for about 3 to 4 weeks and let the pilots get their qualifications and do like the ship inspections and stuff.
Okay.
And I got to do that a lot too, and I really liked that.
So let's see, West Coast 6th Fleet, West Coast.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And East Coast,
I think the West
Mediterranean-
Coast is 7th Fleet.
7th Fleet. I thought
Med is the 6th Fleet.
Med is the 6th Fleet. Okay.
I spent most of my time in the 5th Fleet,
Oh,
though.
okay.
So the Persian Gulf area.
Persian Gulf area. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Indian Ocean, Persian Gulf. Okay. Well, yeah, kind of different living in on board ship. And then you had some time onshore, based on shore sometimes.
Yeah. So at about the 10-year mark, I changed jobs and became a cryptologic technician interpretive. So I translated things from one language to English for the Navy. And I did a little bit of time on a watch floor, and then I did some time in Bahrain riding ships. I got to ride five different ships out there, and like one little boat, I think, if I'm counting properly. And then after that, I came back to the States and was stationed in Augusta, Georgia, where I did instructor duty. I got to teach all the baby linguists like how to apply their language in our job roles.
Okay.
And then I retired out, just working like a strategic mission, and I made chief, which was like a career-long goal for me.
So did you
which
go
I
to
thought
military
was
language school, like in Monterey? Or?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the hardest thing I've ever done, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
But nice area to visit, Monterey. Yeah.
I mean, if you're not trapped at the house studying.
Yes.
They do have some beautiful stuff there. I really like the animals. You can go down to the pier and they're like seals doing seal things.
Yeah.
And as an Oklahoma girl, that was like, ooh, seals. And that's one of the things I like about here is you can go out and
seals
see
are
all
Navy
the
also, right?
animals. Yeah. But these were more of a,
Not those kind of seals.
Different
they
kind
were
of
different seals. Yeah. Not,
okay.
not the kind that go do it like shooty things. These were
Okay.
more like lay seals.
All right. Okay.
Ocean seal.
Yeah,
So we
ocean
have
seals.
lots of retired Navy, Coast Guard, other kind of military around here. Even at KSQM, we have lots of retired folks that volunteer down here. I guess volunteering gets in your blood when you've been in the service, and you volunteer and do a lot of other kind of stuff. And speaking of volunteers, you've got some folks that volunteer down at the market, don't you? Because you're a 501c3 nonprofit group.
Yeah, we are a 501c nonprofit, so if you want to volunteer, it would be a great time.
Help out with the market and stuff, keep it going. And it has grown over the years. It's much bigger than when I moved here, and it's been growing and growing, and it, like I said, it constantly changes. There's different people coming and going and doing different things, and some of them throughout the season change, and they come and go as doing that. But you can get down there and spend hours down there. Of course, we're only 9 to 2, so you only have 5 hours. But another nice thing is that it's right downtown, and so you could go to the market and go to all the other spots downtown and do that. You just have to park once, and it's right there. The parking's right across Squim Avenue.
Yeah, I mean, really, if you wanted to, you could spend a whole day downtown just exploring, come to the market, go eat lunch, go visit the shops downtown. There's a lot to do.
Bring your visitors here. I don't know about you, Rose, but lots of other people that move here find that all of a sudden they have a lot of visitors. Because family comes in and wants to see the Olympic Peninsula.
Yeah, I actually have my Navy best friend is coming here this Saturday after the market. I'm driving to Seattle to pick her up from the airport. So, and I've got lots of come out in the woods with me planned for her. So, and
that's what Bailey and I have talked about this too, because these visitors, they want to see, the great outdoors, the Olympic National Park, and all of the other kind of stuff. And now Hurricane Ridge is back open again.
Oh, which is so nice.
Right?
Thankfully.
Yeah.
So a good way for your visitors is to start at the Squim Farmers and Artisans Market and load up on goodies before you head out into the wilderness here and around Lake Crescent and out to the coast or do something else. You can take your picnic with you and stuff. There's lots of good stuff to take.
Yeah, that's what we like to do. We like to load up on baked goods from the market before we go out on our hike, and then you can enjoy a hand pie on top of Hurricane Ridge.
That's right. Yeah, and
you could also, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
You could also take one of my notebooks and write your adventures down in
That's
it.
Oh, there
right.
you go.
Or
Plug.
make a list of the things you want to see and stuff. In fact, while you're at the market, you could be talking to people, and they'll say, "Have you been here? And have you been there? And you got to see this, and you got to see that." And they'll do that. We have including our wineries.
I mean, I think what's cool too is especially if you've been out hiking or up to the top of Hurricane Ridge, is those glaciers play an important part in our farming here in Squim. Right. So that glacier water comes down. They come through our irrigation ditches and through our rivers, and that's how we get all the amazing produce down at the market. So it really all kind of ties together as well, and then from an ecological perspective.
Yeah, not only do we need the good weather and the climate that produces so much variety of growth here that we have, and the variety of products that we can produce here, but we have to have the water to go along with it.
Yeah, you have to have the water no matter what you're doing.
And so people don't realize that we have actually irrigation districts here. Basically, I think the only ones on the west side of the Cascades. And so, they do have on the east side, but we've got an irrigation district here because we have to get the water out to the farms and stuff. So your notes you sent me, you've got a whole bunch of entertainment lined up for the rest of the month here as well.
Yeah, our schedule's pretty full for the rest of the month. We've got Ranger and the Rearrangers coming this Saturday, and then later this month we have At Large, which is made up of a couple of the members of, local favorite Black Diamond Junction. So if you like Black Diamond Junction, come out and see At Large. And then we've got Mixed Company coming back, and Backwood Hucksters.
And we know people out here like to go and listen to music outside. We had lots of people at Music in the Park on the 4th of July.
Oh, awesome.
And stuff. And every Tuesday night for the rest of the summer, we'll have Music in the Park down at Carrie Blake Park. And KSQM and the Squim City Arts Advisory Committee are putting that on, and we're doing that. And let's see, we had Kids Day, which is the first Saturday of every month, right?
We just had Kids
And
Day.
We just had Kids Day, and we have to wait till the end of the month for my day. Okay, for Senior Day is at the end of the month, and speaking of which, this will be perfect. Rose's notebooks for you seniors, because if you're like me, you have to write everything down now, right?
Or greeting cards to
Yes.
send to your
And there's
family.
greeting cards. Yes, my mother basically kept Hallmark in business, and so so you got greeting cards there as well, and of course all kinds of other vendors down there with handcrafted stuff, and they do those kind of things. Actually, Rose, some of the other vendors down there will do like custom-made things. People ask them for something. I wonder if somebody had some really nice paper they like, if they could bring it to you, and you could even do a custom-made little notebook for them with the paper on the outside.
I do custom work. I would be a little worried about like cutting up somebody's super sentimental paper, but I would probably take something like that on a case-by-case basis. But I do make, like, if there's a theme that you can imagine, I can scour the internet or Etsy or local shops, depending on what the theme is. Like, if it's something really niche, I'm going to be on Etsy, I'm not going to lie, for paper that fits that theme. But that's really, like, kind of where I keep it limited to. I'm not just... if somebody had something, my grandmother gave me this piece of paper. I don't know why that would happen, but if it did, and they were like, can you make it into a notebook? I'd be like, of course I would, but I would want like them
Sign
to
this
hold
release
it.
first.
Until
I'm
it
just
was
fascinated
time.
by this little notebook you brought here with Alice in Wonderland and stuff. I'm looking at it now. Clean Cup Move Down. And very happy half birthday to you. I mean, it's the tea party happening at the Bad Hatters. So all kinds of great stuff. So once again, you get down there. But Bailey, before we go, I wanted to talk about the fact that just not getting $2 for your reusable bag, there's other reasons for people to stop at the information booth, right? There's particularly if they're on the SNAP program and some of the other kinds
Yes, if you are a SNAP holder or a senior/WIC FMMP holder, please come down and stop by the market information booth. This information booth is where you're going to redeem your SNAP benefits, and we also offer a match. So if you redeem $20 from your SNAP card, we will give you $40. We will double your dollars up to $40 this year. So please come on by and really do what you can to stretch your food budget. We also are offering a $40 match for FMMP card holders, and that's actually a new thing that we're starting up this next week. So please come and visit us if you're on those programs, so we can help you with your food budget.
All right, and get down there and see Rose tomorrow. Once again, 9 o'clock in the morning, Civic Center Plaza, for the Sequim Farmers and Artisans Market, sequimmarket.com. Get all your information you need.